What's up, everybody? This is T-Man, the real life man. Shout out to my living abroad homeboy, Andrew Briggs. His YouTube channel name is @GetFree. And I met him while in Vietnam. As you can see a beautiful view of a picture here. The city of Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh, the city of Vietnam, Saigon. You can see, vehicles driving across the bridge, rivers there, and you see the sun set or the sun coming up. And also I want to shout out to Winston Wu. I don't know where Winston Wu is, but he's the founder and creator of Happier Abroad for young men in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s to find a happy life overseas in another country. It could be related to dating, cheaper cost of living, experiences with food, experiences to making new friends, with less social anxiety, with less nervousness, less awkwardness, and to have a new restart life in another country. Shout out to Winston Wu. But I wish I had met Mr. Winston Wu while I was in the heart of Southeast Asia in Vietnam. I don't think Winston Wu was there. I thought he was, but he was in Taipei, Taiwan, which is a country, it's like an island near the southern coast of China. But all right, this is not an interview video. This is more like a talking podcast video. From now on, I'm gonna record more of like a podcast video with nice pictures, so you can hear my voice. I don't always want to record my face, talking in front of the camera with my face. I want to record some nice view of an image in front of the camera. So I got 2 questions today. All right. Hope Andrew and Winston, you can hear me, and any other people watching this video. Hope you enjoy. But I got 2 important questions. While I was in the heart of Southeast Asia, Vietnam, I got 2 important questions. Question number 1 is, when I went to Vietnam, when I got out of the U.S., when I got out of the American soil, when I got out of the American lifestyle problem, like a lot of car traffics, a lot of people are antisocial, a lot of individualism in America, a lot of people are stuck in the rat race, a lot of people are being controlled like robots to just live, to work life at their job and not be able to have enough time to make friends, have not enough time to do what they want to do, have not enough time to love what they do. But question number 1 is this. I got one guy that emailed me. I'm an email. He say, "Hey, T-Man official, have you approached any females while you're in Vietnam?" And TBH, to be honest with you 100%, when I was in Vietnam, yes, indeed, yes, I have approached a lot of females while in Vietnam. All right, but the problem is, when I approach these females, is that I need to like convince these females to go out and hang out with me, to go eat at a restaurant, like take them out, go eat at a restaurant, go eat, at a, street foods, like that, to build a connection, to build a better male and female connection when you're talking to a female as a male, while after you're approaching them after the first 1 minute of approaching a female and talking to a female after 1 minute. But yes, I have indeed approached a lot of females while I was in Vietnam. I loved it, man. I mean, it's so diverse now. I'm happy. Southeast Asian countries are diverse. Almost all the Asian countries are diverse. Yeah, but 10 years ago, 20 years ago, Vietnam only had a high population of Vietnamese people, but now it's a lot of people from Australia, a lot of people from Europe. I seen a lot of people from not a lot of people. There was a few low percentage of people from Africa, Jamaica. There was also a few percentage of Middle East people, and also a high percentage of Indians. I seen a lot of Indians walking out in the streets in Vietnam. Now, so let's get back to the topic. So yes, I have approached a lot of females in Vietnam. While I was in Vietnam, I didn't have any social anxiety, no social awkwardness while wanting to approach these young females in Vietnam. It was all normal and natural. It all felt natural, normal. Now, if you ask me, hey, were they worked out for you trying to approach and start a conversation with a female as a guy back in the US? No, it wouldn't work out. I don't know why. I don't know what's the issue. To be honest with you, I don't know why, but when I go to another country, I feel like I'm in another new world, in another new matrix, in another new reality of dimension of life. And I feel like my mind become refreshed. I feel like I became a new me. I feel like I'm in a new life, because due to the environment, the culture, the people, the food, and so on and so forth. But yeah, when I was back in the US, I always have, for some reason, I always felt that the culture in the environment, in society, for some reason, as a average regular guy, just trying to go out alone, approach females, and have a chit chat, funny, normal conversation, nothing sexual. But yeah, I always felt that it felt awkward. It didn't feel normal, for me to come up to a female in America, in the US, to just approach and talk to a girl. Because the problem, if I approach at least 13 or 12 females in Vietnam, right? The problem can't be me, you see? The problem cannot be me. If I have approached between 12 to 13 females in Vietnam, that just proves to me that the problem can't be me. Why is it a problem when I'm trying to approach a female in the US soil, in the American culture, or the American socializing and dating culture? Why is it always, the problem in the US soil when, I'm having this weird, awkward, unapproachable sense of sensing from females. For some reason, when I look at the females in the US, they always, for some reason, show me this body language that they don't want me to approach them. They don't want me to bother them. They don't want me to talk to them. They don't want me to come up and chit chat with them in a fun, interesting conversation. They don't seem to want me to take them out. So if I can approach 12 females or 13 females in total, I was counting my head earlier how many females I approached total in the heart of Southeast Asia, Vietnam. I approached about 12 females in Vietnam, or 13 females. I approached at least 4 European females from Europe at a Vietnamese supermarket, flea market. Just 4 feet. Isn't that incredible? I approached 4 European females from Europe at a Vietnamese flea market, supermarket, with no discrimination, with no weird, awkward, unnatural, abnormal vibe, without being accused for harassing, without being accused to be reported to the police. Isn't that incredible? I mean, if I can approach 4 European females at a Vietnamese supermarket, flea market in another country, such as Vietnam, that proves to me the problem is not me. The problem is something wrong with the socializing and dating culture in back in the US soil, you know. So the problem can't be me, you see. The problem that is that why should I blame myself if I feel this sense of unapproachable, unnatural awkwardness vibe from females body language back in the US soil, you see? So I approached four European females from Europe that I talked to at a table, at an eating table, at a supermarket, flea market in Vietnam. I asked them, interesting question. Hey, where you from? They say Europe. I say, hey, tell me what's the pros and cons about Europe, like anything about Europe. And they all talked to me. And I remember they told me they either from Norway or Sweden. And I said, hey, all right, tell me about Norway and Sweden, And they told me about it. And everything went normal. Everything went natural. You see? And I asked some more interesting questions. I said, hey, what is the most, who was the most powerful conqueror in Europe? And they had no answer, and I gave them the answer. So it was a little interesting chit-chat conversation I had with four European females from Europe in a Vietnamese flea market supermarket when I was in Vietnam. And I approached another female. It was a Vietnamese female, and she was a photographer. I woke up early in the morning. It was about 9 a.m. in the morning. I was out in the large, park. It was a nice, beautiful park. Everybody was outside in the park. Everybody was outside in the park in Vietnam. All the old people were working out. The young people were outside working out. People were walking, jogging, doing everything physically, moving. See, that's the weird thing back where I live in the U.S. See, back where I live in the U.S., there's not a lot of people out in the park working out, at all. It's just few people or no people at all. But let's get back to the topic. So I approached this Vietnamese female who was a photographer, and she took me a nice, incredible photo of me shirtless, because I went jogging and then running out in the hot, warm temperature in, Ho Chi Minh, and it's hot there. It is hot in the southern part of Vietnam, but in the northern side of Vietnam, like Hanoi, the weather is more warm, cool. Yeah, but yeah, I approached her and she gave me her Instagram. And another thing, some of these females gave me their Instagram and they accepted it, and some, they really didn't. Which is nothing, guys. It's okay. It's okay if a female don't give you a social media. It doesn't mean that they hate you. It doesn't mean that they don't like you. It's just that she doesn't want to give it to you. Maybe she doesn't feel comfortable. But yeah, after she took me like photos of me working out in the park in Vietnam, she, I should have told her, hey, let's, hang out. Hey, let's meet up again and hang out to go eat at a restaurant, or let's have some coffee shop. And this Vietnamese female chick, she accepted it. She said, okay. And we went, and a few days later, or a week later, we went on a coffee shop date. And that was so kind of her. And she took me back to where I live. Isn't that amazing? That's my first time having a date with a female in my life. Just a simple logic, simple way of, telling a female, hey, let's hang out again next time. Let's go out and eat, hang out, have a good conversation and stuff like that. And yeah, she agreed, and we went to a nice coffee shop. It was a beautiful coffee shop. It was a 2 or 3 story coffee shop. It looked like a French European coffee shop. And we sat there for, it was more than 1 hour, or 1 hour at least. But yeah, and I asked her, hey, I know I don't have a ride home because I don't know how to drive a scooter in Vietnam, the heart of Southeast Asia. And she gave me a ride home, That was so amazing. It was a first time, you know, you know, first, small date with a female in my life, agreeing and accepting to, you know, uh, hang out with me, at a coffee shop, yeah. And she took me home, and it was so kind of her, yeah. And I rode on a scooter, with this Vietnamese, female, and I met another Vietnamese female at another coffee shop, and she still has me on Facebook. Yeah, and what else? I met a girl at a hair salon, and we hung out at a street food little restaurant. Uh, I actually approached and talked to a girl from Colombia, and that surprised me because there's not a lot of people from South Latin, Hispanic, Spanish speaking countries that are in Asian countries for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe they don't know nothing about Asia, or maybe someone never told them to go visit Asia in general. And I approached the cute Colombian girl in a Vietnamese flea market. It was a little chit chat, it was a normal chit chat, but it was a boring conversation. But to be honest, I remember I approached at least 12 or 13 females while in Vietnam. I mean, that's incredible. So the problem can't be me, you see, as a regular, average guy, you see. The problem cannot be me. The problem must be something is wrong with modern American females, and also the modern American socializing and dating culture in the U.S. soil. Something is wrong, People don't usually like to be approached in America, unless they're going for a job interview or something similar like that. All right, so the second question is, would I give up to live a minimalistic life in another country like Europe, Asia, Russia, and leave and quit from living the American dream? In my next video, I will talk about, the American dream. Is it worth it anymore? Is it worth letting go and quitting the American dream? But like I said, the question two of this video is, I got into my emails that, hey, T-Man, would you give up the American dream lifestyle, American lifestyle way of living, and give it up and live a life as a minimalistic lifestyle in another country like Europe, Russia, Asia in general? And my answer is yes, indeed. Why not? Why not live the minimalistic lifestyle? There are so many people out there who live life with less clothes, less shoes, less, materialistic type of lifestyle, who are so happy, who is pure happy, who is 100% pure happy, and these people, they can live anywhere around the world because they live with so much few stuff. They don't live with hundreds of clothes, hundreds of shoes, to live a happy lifestyle, that proves to me that, you do not, I repeat, you do not need to live a lifestyle with a big, huge, nice house with a whole bunch of cars just to be happy. Because in the long run, you spend all that money on the nice house, nice car, and then now you ask yourself, oh, I thought I was happy. Now I'm not happy. You see, the reason why minimalistic lifestyle of trying to live in another country like Asia, Europe, is because you're wanting to achieve or wanting to live a lifestyle where you're exploring and seeing and learning new stuff for your knowledge mind, for your life. like new culture, new food. You get to meet new people if you approach them in a normal, natural way. Not a hostility, mean, unfriendly, mean way. When you go up to approach people or approach that beautiful, attractive chick you find at a beach or at that flea market. So pretty much, I would definitely give up living the American type of lifestyle to transform into living a minimalistic lifestyle in countries like Southeast Asia or Europe, somewhere in Europe or Russia, to be honest, because I figured out that you can live a 100% pure happy life with less stuff in your life, but you're able to live in an environment, a new environment where you get to explore and learn new cultures and see and taste new foods, meet and make new friends, And you get to travel from one town to another town, one place to another place, So heck yeah, man, I would definitely give up living the American lifestyle, man, because the American lifestyle is constantly working at a job 9 to 5 for many hours, many days, which is nothing wrong working hard. But if you're just working hard for the sake of just working hard, and you're not happy, what's the point of living, the 9 to 5 job? Not just that, the American lifestyle way of living is also, you get stuck into this mental trap that the only way you live a happy life is constantly consume materialistic bullshit you don't need, like buying a whole bunch of nice cars, buying a whole bunch of nice shoes that you don't fucking need, and also the American dream lifestyles that you get into debt with the government, and then now when you get in debt, you have to work harder just to pay off all that debt for another bullshit. Yeah, and what else? And I seen one of this guy house. It's like a 2-story nice house. He's living the American dream. He's living the American dream. I seen this guy house. Like, he has a lot of nice cars in his garage and in front of his driveway, front house as well. And I was like, man, I wonder how, the hell how long he's gonna be happy living, that type of life where you spend and waste all that damn money on those expensive cars in that expensive house. And then you're living a lifestyle where you're trapped in a rat race. You're trapped working as a mindless, soulless